one, I am conscious of the constitutional role of Senate and County Assembly. And when I said that senators should empower the county assemblies with structures, it does not have to be in the realms of the Constitution. It should be in the sense, for example, that Senator Ojenda is an advocate with a success story practice. So there would be nothing wrong in his practice going to train or having a clinic of legal empowerment with the MCS, for example. That's where I came from. So I perfectly know the difference, but I still just think, you see, like, look at the county of Kisumu, for example. Had the controller of budget not raised the red flag about them spending zero on development, the CEC would not be looking for you now to clarify that this money was lent to a state parastatal. And would this disclosure have come on its own? Or is there fear that if this money were to now come back, there would still be no development? Again, who has failed? The senator. Because if he had taken the MCS to a clinic, you see, now they are saying, you know, there is the PFM Act which goes all over. Kisumu County is not monotonous, where the executive can wake up and decide that this amount of money we are sacrificing development for a state parastatal, but at the same time have state apologists like Senator Ojenda tweet about how the president has elevated that referral hospital to a national parastatal. A national parastatal ought to have had its budget. So I have, again, a problem with that. And this is the problem of politics being bad and being about tokenism in that part of the region. You know, President Ruto, after losing support from Mount Kenya, went to Raila Odinga, then an organic leader who could then chaperone his support base towards Ruto. And that then took away any relevance or value that the Raila rebels, Ojenda included, had now given to government. You remember there were the 9 rebels of Raila that Storm is part of, that rushed to Ruto. Huh? And I remember when disciplinary proceedings were initiated against him, he said he had no apology for working with Ruto. Sometimes you ask him for the public good or for personal good. Your guess is as good as mine. But the road to Singapore. You see, Singapore is about fiscal order. It's about discipline. In Singapore, when you have opportunity to serve, you are accountable to the people. In Kenya, when you have opportunity to serve, you start with yourself first. And you know, it's ironical to even see the president flaunting obscene amounts of money in Pentecostal churches on Sundays in the name of being told these churches will vote for you, at the expense of basic education, at the expense of higher education of not paying lecturers, every sector crying, including the healthcare. But here is the president running amok all over with money, which is not even his personal money. And you know, why this is going to be a pipe dream is these funds. You know, Ruto rode to power on account of, you know, separating dynasties and being the hustler. So he came in, created the hustler fund. I don't know what happened to it, and whether the books of accounts of the hustler fund can be made public. What would the president say, or his apologies? Came now this infrastructure fund, now the sovereign fund. These funds and these roads that are being created, you know, he goes everywhere. Even yesterday he was saying there was going to be a pyre in Nyatike. You know, things, him is already on a mood of just promising things. And I think Singapore will continue being a pipe dream. I will tell you something, corruption is what is killing us. The president can't be telling us how he is a PhD holder, he is most learned, but he sends illiterate and semi-literate aides across the republic with loads of money, flown, you know, being clapped on by even professors. Even professors. It's ironical. You wonder what you are trying to encourage the populace to do. And you know, development cannot be, these empowerments cannot be development. Okay. And you go to Nyakach and you ask them, how much did you eventually receive? You know, Senator Ojenda and me come from Nyakach. So they tell you it's about 2,000. Yesterday, in the evening, I was talking to a provincial administrator in Nyakach. They were just paying off people who had attended the Luo festival of the president. People were taken in school buses and were now being paid 1,000 shillings each. I mean, that is not development. That is not how a popular government operates, Trevor. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm about to land. Yeah. And you see, all these school buses, you will find a school with a bus, a school which does not have a laboratory for the students to do science practicals.
That's why you should run for MP. That's why you run for MP.
So the point is, Senator Ojenda, when you spoke, I listened to you in silence. Please listen to me in information. You know, Trevor, they say that only a tree with fruits is thrown stones at. You know, I am amazed by how sleepless nights the president goes through. Will I even call them dreams that are dry or wet about Kalonzo? Because the difference between Ruto and Kalonzo is as day and night. Kalonzo may not have done the road to his home because he believed in virtues.
Yes.
He believed in not stealing money. I mean, so, and if Kalonzo was of no consequence, I dare say, if he was of no consequence, the president should sit pretty. He should actually be happy that this man has no consequences, inconsequential. But you go to Kambani and transport people all over and tell them how Kalonzo is not the right person. This obsession with Kalonzo is just the sign that Kalonzo is actually the man of the moment.